Good morning, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. As you can see, I'm here at the ABR Festival here at Ragley Hall in Warwickshire in the UK. So this is the first test ride of the weekend that I'm doing, and I'm going to take out what is, I think, quite a divisive bike on the off-road course. So I'm here at Harley Davidson, and today I'm going to be riding the 1250 Pan America, which, when it came out, I think looked like the ugliest bike I've ever seen. I am warming to it a little bit, but I'm certainly interested in trying it. So here I'll actually be riding off-road on knobbly tyres, so it'll be a useful comparison against what I found with my GS when I've been riding that at the BMW Off-Road Skills School. It's a big bike to be taking off-road. I suspect that's not its main purpose, and for me, I really just want to see how it measures up against my 1250 GS. So yeah, I'll give you a look around the bike, and then I will move the camera onto my helmet, and we'll be off for, I think, about an hour's riding in the countryside here. So yeah, really looking forward to this. By the time we'd walked up to where the bikes were from the stand, we were actually straight into it, straight away being shown around how, where the key controls were, what to do if we fell off, what would happen for the reset process. So I have put my walk around the bike and look at it right at the very end if you want to get a closer look.
Wait like half a minute or so, turn it back on again, and then we're good to go. There we go. Stand up.
Yep.
There you go.
So the very first piece we had was to just get familiar with the bikes, and then just to make sure that people did actually know how to ride and could ride a bike with gears. They had a very small area fenced off where we just rode round in a circle a couple of times just to get the feel for the bike, what it was like to ride on grass with the knobbly tyres, how the riding position was. Once we'd been around a few times, we then switched to just weaving in and out the cones, just so that people can get used to riding at low speeds in a controlled way. Once we'd got to grips with the bike, we then set off for the adventure trail at the ABR Festival. So this was a very short ride out past the main village and the other stands. As you'll see just along here, there's KTM on the left hand side and then Harley Davidson on the corner. So this is the adventure trail here at the ABR Festival. That's a little bit slippy. First little bit of mud. See Mick's trying to keep to the grass where it's a little bit firmer. See if I can follow him. So the circuit itself had been open since the Thursday afternoon, and this was on the Saturday morning. We had quite a lot of rain, and a lot of people had been out on it. As you can see, some bits were really muddy, and we were just encouraged on these bits just to stay seated, just push our way through and make sure we didn't fall off. Some sections were a little bit quicker, and they had put a few detours in so we could take in some of the grassy sections. So what do I think? So it does feel like a big heavy bike. Over these bumps you really feel that. Oh. I don't think the suspension is quite as plush as my BMW, and the riding position for me just on this stock bike is a little bit low, so I'm having to crouch more than when I'm standing on my BMW. That said, so far it's coped with everything. There was one section that was just very, very wet and slippery, and there was just bikes everywhere and people getting stuck. So there was a bit of a queue beforehand. Going through it was quite satisfying to go through a GSA, even though they were on road tyres, and there was a few comedy moments with people just trying to pick their bikes up in the mud. Everybody got round in the end, and Mick was absolutely delighted to see these Harley Davidsons going around far more established adventure bikes on the course. As the course went on, there were a few more descents and a few more climbs we had to go up, and actually the bikes handled them really, really well. Now a lot of that was down to the tyres, and some of the other bikes that we saw that were slipping around, as you can see in this mud, that would be a challenge on 50/50 or even 90/10 road tyres. But yet the Harley Davidsons did an amazing job, and it was just really, really fun. I had an absolute hoot. And here we are, back at the ranch. Well, that was exciting. It was interesting to try. I'm going to pull it behind everybody else, turn off the bike. I'll give you a bit of a closer look at the bike after it's been through the mud, and then I'll record some final thoughts, and then I think we're good. So just give you a quick look at what they look like after they've been around the muddy course here at the ABR Festival. So yeah, they've been a huge amount of fun. The wheels seem to be certainly grippy enough. We've done the adventure circuit. Actually, when doing it on the multi-stradas, we just had us going around a very small lap just near here. And then of course afterwards they are getting some TLC. I was trying to make them look good for the last group of the day who are about to come out. So yeah, the bikes have been a huge amount of fun. Still not sure whether it's quite tall enough for me. But yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy riding them.
I can't stop the front end's doing that.
Can I ask you what you thought of it? What did you think of the bike?
It was good, to be fair. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I think it has pros and cons, but I think more pros than cons. It was a really nice bike.
Would you have one?
Are you
For the
paying
price,
for it?
yes.
To be
No,
fair,
value for money wise, for what it's capable of,
yeah,
yes.
If it wasn't money, I would buy one.
There's only two things I didn't like about it. One was the temperature that was coming
Yeah,
up
it was very hot.
through your thighs. And the other thing was that thing I kept catching my pants leg, but outside
I
of that,
didn't have
I
that
really
either.
enjoyed the
I
bike.
think that's the only thing.
I didn't know where the side stand was until
Yeah, but-
right at the very end.
Yeah.
when we
Yes,
pulled
it's
up on
really
there
far
thinking,
forward.
Putting my foot on the chain.
Absolutely spot on. Like I say, it's climbed absolutely spot on. Second gear, it would just pull like a train up whatever you pointed at us. So good all round.
My gearbox was
Neutrals in name it.
I thought that.
Yeah.
Well,
I was struggling to change from first to
I
second
was
and
trying to knock
finding
it down
neutral.
in from second to the
It
first in the
took
more
me
technical
until it was
bits.
time to
Sometimes when they run in a little bit though as well, they loosen up after that first oil change, I
the
guess.
gearboxes, you have to roll it slightly to find neutral.
There we go. So back at the stand, and yeah, that was really fun. I only had one minor slip in the mud, but it's a very light bike to pick up, and it was a lot of fun. Now, do I think it's better than my GS? No, I don't think it is. Would I buy one? Having ridden it today, I don't think I would either. The other guys really liked it. You know, they seem to be really convinced. I think it needs some work. I think maybe version 2 or even later models, they will continue to evolve it and improve it. I found it ran really hot, and okay, we were going slow. We were doing sort of muddy tracks, which you're probably not going to take this bike on, or most people won't. And that's not it, though it can do it. It's not what it's really made for. I also found that the bars were a little bit low for me. Having said that, that's something that could easily be changed. I found the electronics about as baffling as the BMW TFT. I'm sure it's fine, but again, there's a lot of information there, a lot to learn. I'm sure it would work out in the end. But yeah, the gearbox is a little bit clunky, and again, it might just be because they're the new bikes, they're the first ones out, and that will improve with time. But yeah, that was my test ride on the Harley Davidson Pan America around the adventure course here at the Adventure Bike Rider Festival 2021. I had a lot of fun, but then any bike you ride is fun. So if you've got one of these, they can go off-road, they will go up and down hills, they will plug through the mud. Get the right sort of tyres on it though, and I'm sure you'll have a blast. So hopefully this has been interesting and useful. If it has, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next test ride. Whoops. Oh. Nearly. Just the last bit. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Might see a bit of a hand getting it. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, I was doing so well.
We drag the back end round.
Yeah. Still in gear probably.
Yeah, I've got to have a spiral for you.
Okay. Job's good.
Grab the clutch,
See if I can get my leg over. Oop. Yep. Okay.
Well, mate.
All good.